My phone buzzed at 2:14 a.m. I was half asleep, sheets tangled around my legs, the fan doing nothing against the July heat. I reached for my phone without thinking, expecting spam or a wrong number. Emma Torres. I bought new lingerie thinking of you. I stared at the screen. Read it again. My heart kicked against my ribs like it was trying to escape. Emma. My client. 38 years old. Divorced mom of two. The woman who'd been coming to my gym for 6 months, who paid me $120 per session, who looked at me sometimes with this careful, hungry expression she thought I didn't notice. I'd noticed. God, I'd noticed everything. The way her yoga pants clung to her hips when she did squats. The tiny scar on her collarbone. The smell of her perfume. Something clean and expensive. Lavender and citrus that lingered in the air after she left. The way she bit her bottom lip when I corrected her form, my hands on her waist, her breath catching. I'd noticed, and I'd done nothing about it. Because she was my client. Because I was 28 and she was 38 and I wasn't supposed to want her the way I did. Because Dave, my boss at Apex Fitness, had a zero-tolerance policy. You sleep with a client, you're fired. No exceptions. But now she was texting me at 2 a.m. about lingerie. I sat up, typed, me, Emma, are you drunk? 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Emma Torres. A little. Wine night with Jess. She went home. I'm alone now. Emma Torres. I shouldn't have sent that. Emma Torres. Forget I said anything. I could have. Should have. That would have been the smart move. Pretend I never saw it. Show up Monday morning. Act professional. Keep my job. But my hands were shaking. My pulse was hammering in my throat. And all I could think about was her standing in front of a mirror, sliding lace over her skin, thinking of me. Me. What color? A long pause. Black. Me. Send me your address. Emma Torres. Ryan. We can't. Me. I know. Me. Send it anyway. Another pause. Longer this time. I could picture her pacing, arguing with herself, biting that bottom lip. Then, Emma Torres, 428 Maple Street, apartment 3B. I was out of bed before I could think. Emma walked into Apex Fitness on a Monday morning in January, shoulders tight, eyes scanning the room, like she was expecting someone to tell her she didn't belong. Hi, she said when she reached the front desk. Her voice was steady, professional. I have a 9 a.m. session with Ryan Mitchell. I looked up from my clipboard and forgot how to breathe. She was beautiful in this quiet, devastating way. Dark hair pulled into a ponytail. Minimal makeup, yoga pants, and a loose tank top that showed the curve of her collarbone. She looked tired, shadows under her eyes, tension in her jaw, but there was something about her that made me want to stare. That's me, I said, recovering. Ryan. She shook my hand. Her grip was firm. Her palms soft. Emma. First time at a gym? I asked as I led her to the training floor. First time in 10 years. She laughed, but it sounded strained. I used to run marathons in my 20s. Then I had kids, got married, got divorced. Now I'm trying to remember what my body feels like when it's not just surviving. I nodded. We'll take it slow. What are your goals? She hesitated. Honestly, I just want to feel like myself again. Strong, in control. We can do that. And we did. For 6 months, Emma showed up 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at 9 a.m. She was disciplined, focused, never complained. She pushed through burpees and planks and deadlifts without flinching, but there were moments when I'd stand behind her during shoulder presses, my hands steadying the bar, and she'd glance at me in the mirror with this look, half curiosity, half longing. Moments when I'd adjust her squat form, my palm on her lower back, and her breath would hitch, and I'd step away before I did something stupid. Moments when we'd finish a session and she'd laugh, flushed and sweating, and say, "You're trying to kill me, aren't you?" And I'd think, "No, I'm trying not to want you." I never said it, never crossed that line. But the wanting was there. Heavy, persistent, growing stronger every week. I pulled up outside her apartment at 2:47 a.m. The building was older, brick and ivy, dimly lit. I sat in my truck for a full minute, engine idling, telling myself to leave. This was insane. I could lose my job. She could regret it in the morning. This could ruin everything. But I thought about her text, the vulnerability in it, the risk she'd taken. I turned off the engine, climbed the stairs to 3B, knocked. The door opened. Emma stood there in an oversized sweatshirt and shorts, hair loose around her shoulders, barefoot. Her eyes were wide, startled, like she hadn't actually expected me to show up. Ryan. Her voice was a whisper. What are you? You texted me, I said. I was drunk. Are you drunk now? She shook her head. Then tell me to leave. She didn't. We stood there, inches apart, the hallway light flickering above us. I could see the pulse in her throat, fast and frantic. Could smell her perfume. Could feel the heat radiating off her skin. I can't do this, she said. I know. You're my trainer. I know. I'm 10 years older than you. I don't care. Her breath caught. Ryan, you said you bought lingerie thinking of me. She flushed, looked away. I stepped closer, close enough that I could see the gold flecks in her brown eyes, close enough to feel her breath on my lips. Then model it for me, I said quietly. Right now. She let me in. We didn't talk, didn't turn on the lights. She led me down the hallway. Past framed photos of her kids, 2 boys, maybe 8 and 10, past a laundry basket, past evidence of a normal, complicated life. Her bedroom was small, neat. The bed was made, a thick gray comforter, pillows stacked precisely. Moonlight slanted through the blinds. She turned to face me. Her hands were trembling. I don't know how to do this, she admitted. Do what? This. Want someone. I was married for 12 years. Mark was the only person I'd been with since college, and then he left. And I've been so empty. And then you showed up 3 times a week and looked at me like I was something worth looking at, and She stopped, bit her lip. I bought the lingerie 3 weeks ago, she continued. That you were just being professional, that I was imagining things. But tonight, Jess asked me if I was seeing anyone, and I said no. And she said, what about that hot trainer? And I laughed it off. But after she left, I had too much wine. And I kept thinking about you, about how you touch my waist when you're correcting my form, how you smell like mint and sweat, how you say my name. She looked at me. So, I texted you. And now you're here, and I don't know what to do. I stepped forward, cupped her face, tilted her chin up. You don't have to do anything, I said. Just let me look at you. She exhaled. Shaky. Uncertain. Then she pulled off her sweatshirt. Underneath, she was wearing it. Black lace, delicate straps, the kind of thing that was designed to destroy a man's self-control. It hugged her body like a secret, highlighting the curve of her breasts, the line of her waist, the soft skin of her stomach. She was perfect, not in a magazine way, in a real way. Stretch marks from her pregnancies like silver rivers across her stomach, proof that she'd carried life. A small mole near her ribs that I wanted to trace with my fingertips. The faint lines around her eyes that came from laughing and worrying and living 38 years of joy and pain and everything in between. Her hands were still crossed over her chest, defensive, like she was waiting for me to change my mind, like she expected me to see her flaws and walk away. But all I saw was her. Emma. I breathed. She started to cover herself. I know I'm not. Don't. I caught her wrists, gently pulled her arms down. Don't hide. You're beautiful. She looked at me like she didn't believe it. So I stepped closer. My hands slid into her hair. I tilted her head back and kissed her. Slow at first. Tentative. Her lips were soft, tasted like wine and mint. She made a small sound in the back of her throat, and something in me unraveled. I kissed her harder, deeper. My hands slid down her back, feeling the warmth of her skin through the thin lace, the curve of her spine, the way she arched into me. She pulled me closer, her hands fisted in my shirt, her body pressed against mine, all heat and softness and need. Ryan, she gasped between kisses. I kissed her neck, the hollow of her throat, the place where her pulse was racing. She tasted like salt and perfume and something uniquely her. My hands moved to her waist. The lace was rough under my palms. I could feel her trembling, could hear her breath coming faster. Tell me to stop. I whispered against her skin. She didn't. I lifted her, She wrapped her legs around my waist, and I carried her to the bed, laid her down gently on the gray comforter. I was leaning over her, my hands on either side of her head, looking at her flushed face, her swollen lips, the way her chest was rising and falling. Her phone rang. Loud, jarring, shattering the moment. We both froze. "Ignore it," I said, but she was already reaching for it. I saw her face change when she looked at the screen. "It's Mark," she whispered. "My ex. He only calls this late if something's wrong with the boys," she answered. "Hello? What? When?" "Okay, okay, I'll be right there." She hung up, sat up, started pulling on her sweatshirt. "What happened?" I asked. "Caleb, my youngest, he had a nightmare. He's crying, asking for me. Mark doesn't know how to calm him down." Her hands were shaking as she tied her hair back. "I have to go pick them up. Emma, you need to leave." She wouldn't look at me. "Before the boys get here. They can't see you." I stood. "Okay, Ryan, it's fine." I grabbed my jacket. "We'll talk later." She walked me to the door. We stood there in the hallway, the space between us heavy with everything we'd almost done. "I'm sorry," she said. "Don't be. This was a mistake." "No," I said firmly. "It wasn't." I kissed her forehead and left. Emma showed up for her 9 a.m. session. I saw her walk in, and my stomach dropped. She looked the same. Ponytail, yoga pants, tank top, but everything was different. I'd kissed her, held her, seen her in black lace, and now she was here, in front of other clients, in front of Dave, pretending nothing had happened. "Morning," I said, keeping my voice professional. "Morning." She wouldn't meet my eyes. We went through the warm-up in silence. Jumping jacks, high knees, arm circles. The gym was busy. Dave was at the front desk. 2 other trainers were with their clients. Music pounded from the speakers. "Squats," I said. "Grab the 20-pound dumbbells." She did. I stood behind her, watching her form in the mirror. Knees over toes, back straight, hips driving back. "Lower," I said. She went lower. "Good. Now hold it." She held. Her thighs were shaking. Her breath was coming faster. I stepped closer, put my hand on her lower back. She tensed. "Breathe," I said quietly. "Just for her." She exhaled, shaky. My hand was still on her back. I could feel the heat of her skin through her tank top, could smell her perfume, lavender, and citrus, the same scent from Saturday night. I should have stepped back, but I didn't. My thumb moved. Just slightly. A circle on her lower back, barely noticeable to anyone watching. But she noticed. Her breath hitched. She glanced at me in the mirror. Our eyes met, and for 3 seconds, the gym disappeared. It was just us, her body under my hand, the memory of her lips, the way she'd gasped my name. "Ryan." Dave's voice cut through the moment. "Client on line 2. I stepped back. "Take a water break," I told Emma. She nodded, walked away without a word. I went to take the call, but I could feel Dave watching me. Suspicious. After her session, Emma lingered by the water fountain. Everyone else had left. Dave was in his office. It was just us and Marcus, the other trainer, who was cleaning equipment on the far side of the gym. "Can we talk?" she asked quietly. "Not here." "Where?" I thought about it. "Parking lot. 5 minutes. I'll meet you by your car." She nodded. I waited until Marcus left for lunch. Then I walked out. Emma was leaning against her silver Honda, arms crossed, looking nervous. "Hey," I said. "Hey." Silence. "About Saturday night," she started. "Don't apologize." I was going to say, "I haven't stopped thinking about it." My chest tightened. "Emma, I know we can't do this," she continued. "I know all the reasons why it's a bad idea, but I can't stop wanting you. And it's driving me crazy." I stepped closer. We were in broad daylight, in the gym parking lot. Anyone could see us. I didn't care. "I want you too," I said. "Ryan, every time I touch you during a session, I have to remind myself we're not alone. Every time you look at me, I forget how to think." And Saturday night, I stopped. Swallowed. Saturday night, When you were lying on that bed, I wanted to stay so badly it hurt. She looked up at me. Her eyes were dark, hungry. What are we going to do? She whispered. I don't know. We can't keep doing this. Someone's going to notice. I know. But I was already reaching for her. My hand found hers. Our fingers laced together. Ryan, someone could see. Let them. I pulled her closer. She came willingly, her body fitting against mine like it was made to be there. I could feel her heart racing, could see the pulse in her throat. We shouldn't, she started. I kissed her. It was reckless. Stupid. But I couldn't help it. She kissed me back, hard and desperate, her hands fisting in my shirt. Someone I know. But neither of us pulled away. We stood there, in the middle of the parking lot, kissing like we were running out of time. Then, a car door slammed. We broke apart. A woman was getting out of her car 3 spaces down, someone I didn't recognize. She glanced at us, smiled politely, walked into the gym. Emma's face went white. Oh my God! It's fine. It's not fine. She stepped back, putting distance between us. What if she tells someone? What if Dave finds out? What if Mark hears about this? Emma, I have to go. She was already getting into her car. I can't do this. I can't. She drove away. I stood there, watching her taillights disappear. She called me at 10 p.m. Can you meet me? Her voice was quiet, strained. Where? The parking lot behind Starbucks on 5th Street. Nobody goes there at night. I'll be there in 10. I found her sitting in her car, engine off, lights off, staring at nothing. I got into the passenger seat. Hey, I said. Hey. She looked exhausted, dark circles under her eyes, hair pulled into a messy bun. Are you okay? I asked. No. She laughed bitterly. I'm not okay. I haven't slept in 3 days. I keep thinking about you, about us, about how this is going to end. It doesn't have to end. Yes, it does. She turned to look at me. You know it does. Dave's gonna find out. Or Mark. Or someone. And when they do, you'll lose your job. And I'll lose my kids. You won't lose your kids. You don't know that. Her voice broke. Mark already thinks I'm a bad mom because I work 60 hours a week. If he finds out I'm sleeping with my 28-year-old trainer, we haven't slept together. Not for lack of trying. She wiped her eyes. Ryan, this is insane. We barely know each other. We've had 6 months of professional sessions and 1 interrupted makeout session. That's not a relationship. That's not worth losing everything. Then why am I here? She stared at me. Why did you call me? I pressed. If this is so hopeless, if it's such a mistake, why am I sitting in your car right now? Because I can't stop, she whispered. I can't stop thinking about you. I can't stop wanting you, and I hate it. I hate that I'm 48 hours away from ruining both our lives. I reached for her hand. Then don't run. I'm not asking you to throw everything away. I'm just asking you to stop running. She looked at our joined hands. I'm scared, she admitted. I know. I don't want to hurt you. You won't. I already am. I leaned across the center console, cupped her face, tilted her chin up so she had to look at me. I know this is complicated, I said. I know the risks. But Emma, I've wanted you since the day you walked into that gym, and I'm tired of pretending I don't. Her eyes filled with tears. What do? We take it slow. We're careful. And we figure it out together. She kissed me. It was different this time. Not desperate. Not frantic. Just soft and sad and full of all the things we couldn't say. When we pulled apart, she rested her forehead against mine. We're going to regret this, she whispered. Maybe, but you're still here. I'm still here. We sat in that dark parking lot for an hour, talking, kissing, planning, trying to figure out how to want each other without destroying everything. We didn't have an answer, but we had each other. For now, that was enough. I was training Emma through lunges when Dave appeared beside me. Ryan. My office. Now. His voice was cold. Emma froze mid-lunge. Our eyes met. She looked terrified. Take 5, I told her. I followed Dave to his office. He shut the door, crossed his arms. How long? He asked. How long what? Don't play dumb with me. How long have you been involved with Emma Torres? My blood went cold. Dave, Sarah, Kim came in this morning. She saw you two in the parking lot last week. Kissing. Shit. It's not. What? Dave's voice rose. Not a relationship? Not serious? Not a violation of every rule I have? I didn't say anything. Jesus Christ, Ryan. He rubbed his face. I warned you. I warned all my trainers. Client relationships are off limits. You know why? Because it's unethical. Because it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Because it destroys trust. It's not like that. Then what is it like? I wanted to say I loved her, but that would have been a lie. I didn't love her. Not yet. I wanted her. I cared about her. But love? That took time. So I said the only true thing I could. I can't stay away from her. Dave stared at me. That's not good enough. I know. I'm giving you one chance, he said. End it. Stop seeing her outside of sessions. Keep it professional. Or you're done here. And if I can't, then pack your shit and get out. I called Emma that night. Dave knows, I said. Silence. Emma? How? Someone saw us. In the parking lot, I heard her breath catch. Oh God. He gave me an ultimatum. End it or I'm fired. Then end it. Her voice was flat. Final. Emma Ryan, you have to end it. This is your career. Your livelihood. You can't throw that away for whatever this is. This is real, I said. What we have, it's real. It's been 2 weeks. I don't care. You should care. Her voice cracked. You should care that you're about to lose your job. That I'm about to lose my kids. That we're both about to destroy our lives for something that might not even last. And what if it does last? Silence. What if this is it? I continued. What if you're the person I'm supposed to be with? What if I walk away now and spend the rest of my life regretting it? Ryan, I'm not ending this, I said. I'm not walking away. Not unless you tell me you don't want me. I can't. Tell me you don't want me, Emma. Tell me Saturday night meant nothing. Tell me you don't feel this. And I'll walk away. I'll never bring it up again. She was crying. I could hear it in her breath. I can't tell you that, she whispered. Then we figure it out together. How? I don't know. But I'm not giving up on you. Dave caught us in the storage room. It was after hours. The gym was closed. Emma had come back because she'd left her water bottle. I'd stayed late to do paperwork. We didn't plan it, but when I saw her standing there, in the dim light of the storage room, reaching for the top shelf, I couldn't help it. I walked over, stood behind her, close enough that I could smell her perfume. Let me get that, I said. I reached past her. My chest brushed her back. She went still. Ryan, she whispered. I know. I didn't move. Neither did she. The air between us was electric. Then I turned her around. Gently, her back pressed against the shelf, my hands on either side of her head. We shouldn't, she started. I kissed her. She melted into me. It was desperate and hungry, and everything we'd been holding back for 2 weeks. Ryan, she gasped. The light flicked on. We broke apart. Dave stood in the doorway. His face was stone. Get out, he said to Emma. She looked at me. I nodded. She grabbed her water bottle and left. Eyes red, hands shaking. Dave waited until she was gone. Then he looked at me. Pack your stuff, he said. You're done. Dave, I gave you a chance. I told you to end it. And you didn't. So now you're done. No references. No severance. Get your things and get out. Dave, please get out. I packed my locker in silence. My certification papers, my training gear, the picture of my parents that I kept tucked in the side pocket. When I walked out, Emma was waiting in the parking lot. I'm so sorry, she said. Don't apologize. But it's my fault. It's not your fault. I put my bag in my truck. It's mine. I knew the risks. I chose this. You shouldn't have. I turned to look at her. Would you have rather I walked away? She didn't answer. Yeah, I said. That's what I thought. Losing my job wasn't the worst part. The worst part was what came after. I couldn't find another training gig. Dave had called every gym in a 50-mile radius. told them I'd violated client boundaries, that I was unprofessional, untrustworthy. I ended up working at a big box gym 40 minutes away, $15 an hour, no benefits, training clients who didn't care, didn't listen, didn't show up. It was humiliating. But I stayed because Emma needed me. Emma was fighting her own battle. Mark had found out about us. One of the other moms at the boys' school had seen us together. She'd told someone. Who told someone? Who told Mark? And Mark filed for emergency custody. He claimed Emma was being reckless, that she was prioritizing her boy toy over her kids, that she wasn't fit to be their mother. The custody hearing was brutal. Mark's lawyer painted Emma as unstable, desperate, a woman having a midlife crisis with a man 10 years her junior. Emma's lawyer argued that Emma's personal life had no bearing on her parenting, that the boys were happy, healthy, loved. But the damage was done. The judge didn't grant Mark full custody, but he did modify the agreement. Instead of Emma having primary custody with Mark getting weekends, it was now 50/50. 1 week with Emma, 1 week with Mark. Emma was devastated. We were lying in Emma's bed on a Sunday morning. The boys were at Mark's. The apartment was quiet. "Do you regret it?" she asked. "Regret what?" "This. Us. Everything you lost." I thought about it. About Dave's gym. About the clients I'd built relationships with. About the career I'd worked so hard for. "No," I said. She turned to look at me. "You're lying." "I'm not. Ryan, you lost your job, your reputation, your friends. Dave won't even take your calls. And for what? For me? For us? We haven't even," she stopped. "Haven't even what?" I asked. "We haven't even slept together," she said quietly. "We've kissed. We've wanted each other. But we haven't. And you lost everything. How can that be worth it?" I rolled onto my side, looked at her. "Because I get to wake up next to you," I said. "Because when I have a bad day, I can call you. Because when you smile at me, nothing else matters. That's worth it." Her eyes filled with tears. "I don't deserve you. Stop. I don't. You should be with someone your own age. Someone without baggage. Someone who doesn't come with 2 kids and an ex-husband and a part-time custody schedule. I don't want someone my own age. I want you." "Why?" "Because you're strong. Because you fight. Because you make me want to be better. Because when I'm with you, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be." She kissed me. Soft. Sad. "I still feel like I'm ruining your life," she whispered. "You're not ruining my life. You're just complicating it. And I'm okay with that." Things didn't get easier. Mark still hated me. Still made snide comments every time I picked up the boys. Still told them I was too young to be dating their mom. We made it work. We're sitting on Emma's couch on a Saturday night. The boys are asleep. The apartment is quiet. "I've been thinking," she says. "Dangerous." She smacks my arm. "Shut up. I'm serious." "Okay." "What?" "I want you to move in." I look at her. "What?" "Move in. With me. With us. The boys already ask when you're coming over. You're here every weekend anyway." It makes sense. "Emma, I know it's fast. I know we've only been together a year. But Ryan, I want a future with you. And I'm tired of pretending I don't." I pull her closer. Kiss her forehead. "Are you sure?" "I'm sure." "What about Mark?" "Mark can deal with it." "What about your friends? Your family?" "The people who matter will understand. The people who don't? I don't need them." I look at her. This woman who's sacrificed so much. Who's fought so hard. Who's chosen me every single day, even when it was easier to walk away. "Okay," I say. "Okay? Yeah. Let's do it." She grins, kisses me, and for the first time in a year, I feel like maybe, just maybe, we're going to be okay. So here's my question for you. If you were me, if you were 28 years old, staring at a woman who was 10 years older, who had kids, who had an ex-husband, who came with more baggage than you could carry, would you have walked away? Would you have chosen your career over her? Your reputation over love? Your comfort over the messy, complicated, beautiful chaos of building something real? Or would you have done what I did? Would you have risked everything for the chance that maybe, just maybe it would be worth it? Think about it. Because one day, you're going to have to make that choice too. And when you do, I hope you choose love, even if it costs you everything. Especially if it costs you everything, because that's when you know it's real.